This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
Hey everyone, welcome to Groomer Humor on Pet Life Radio. We are your hosts. I'm Rudy V, along with Anthony Ray. Very, very excited to talk to you guys today. Today we're going to be talking about summertime, the opposite of winter, because now it's hot.
Wow, brilliant observation. Summertime is the opposite of winter time, so now it's hot. I mean, that's amazing discovery there. You know what? I just discovered that nighttime is the opposite of daytime. You know, it's dark.
Listen, you got to understand something, right? I went to the beach yesterday. I got severe sunburn on my bald spot. And I had a blood test yesterday. All right, let me get through this. Okay. All right. So anyway, guys, it's summertime. Yes, the opposite of winter. Obviously, right? We're going to be talking about some of that stuff today. We're going to be talking about what things we can expect from both a grooming standpoint and also a safety standpoint. We're going to come back with that and much, much more when we come back on Groomer Humor.
Tired of wasting money on giant bags, boxes, and jugs of litter that don't last? Switch to World's Best Cat Litter, the only litter that lets you use less and get more. World's Best Cat Litter uses the concentrated power of corn to deliver outstanding odor control and easy cleanup. It's lightweight, 99% dust-free, and pet, people, and planet friendly. It's even flushable. Make the switch to World's Best Cat Litter and save $2. Visit www.saveonworldsbest.com.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Hey guys, welcome back to Groomer Humor on Pet Life Radio. Once again, we are your hosts. I'm Rudy V, along with my son, Anthony Ray, who's already making fun of me today.
Sorry.
That's all right. It's like I said, you know, I'm a little bit under the weather here, literally. As much as I love the summer, it really took its toll on me yesterday. I went to the beach. Actually, I had a fun experience, though. I met Mike the Situation from Jersey Shore. Had the liberty of running into him and Paulie D. So that was really exciting for me. I got pictures and everything.
Well, you got Paulie D's leg.
Yeah, exactly. Paulie D was running away, not from me, but the crowd of girls. You would think Elvis Presley was there, really, because these guys drew such a crowd. It was funny, but despite what anybody says, listen, super nice guys.
Yeah.
Super nice dudes. As much as people were bothering them and talking to them and asking them just the dumbest of questions, they were, they were all for, taking pictures with you. They were signing autographs. Super nice guys. Honestly, it was actually a joy to meet them. Right. Again, part of the summertime fun we're starting to have here in Jersey. Yeah. I don't know.
Those guys, they must all be cool because we worked with Vinny a couple years ago.
That's right.
Doing comedy because Vinny got into comedy and we did a show with him and he was the nicest guy too. He was just cool and hanging out with us and didn't act like like some big shot or anything like that. He was just sort of just chilling with everybody. Vinny was cool too. So maybe they're
absolutely all. They are, yeah, absolutely. I like I said, as crowded as it was, and I asked Mike Sorrentino situation. I said, Mike, can I get a picture? His response was, of course. Like it's super nice dude. So shout out to our Jersey Shore cast out there doing their thing, making their paper,
making their paper, boo boo.
Make your paper, boo boo. Any means necessary.
Any means necessary. Maybe we'll be on Jersey Shore one day. You can be Rudy the Slaphead.
Rudy the sunburned scalped.
The scalpuation.
Scalpuation.
No, you'd be Rudy the Head Situation.
That's hysterical. Oh man. Anyway.
Okay, dogs. Yeah.
All right,
dogs.
let's get to our beloved pets here because
Yeah.
we need to talk about this. Again, guys, summertime. Yes, once again, the opposite of wintertime.
Don't forget that, guys.
Don't forget that.
Very important.
It's very important. But we have to treat it as an opposite of wintertime too, because there are a lot of things we really have to look out for. There's a lot of things that we do as groomers in the summertime that we don't do in the wintertime. Number one, people will ask for, the short haircut. Take them down. They want them short in the summer months. There's some, questions about that. Some people say, you shouldn't take them too short. Some people are like, no, he does so much better when you take them really, really short. So there's that question. Should we take them short? Do we not take them short? Well, because we've been doing this so long, we have come to the realization that it depends on the breed. Some of your dogs with thick undercoats, such as Golden Shepherds, Keeshonds, the thicker coated dogs, what happens to them is they actually shed their undercoat naturally. So from a grooming perspective, what we like to do is if we do get a dog like that, a thick coated dog, a Shepherd, a Golden Retriever that might have a thick coat, various others, what we would like to do is we like to rake out that undercoat, get that undercoat out, and at least it's almost like we've mentioned in the past, it's like kind of aerating your lawn. We're aerating the dog, getting that undercoat out so that they do feel a little cooler, just naturally having less hair on them. And I think in those particular breeds, the coat does act as an insulation. You agree, Ann? I mean,
absolutely. Yeah.
A nice bath, we get that undercoat out, get that skin breathing a little bit more, yet, also having enough coat where the skin's being protected.
Yeah, I was just going to say that is sometimes, like you said, people will just come in and say, it's hot, take them down. But you got to take into consideration, too, if your dog has like skin problems and stuff like that, you don't always necessarily want to just shave your dog down all the time because now the skin's not protected, like you just said. It depends on the breed and your specific dog, too. Your dog could be a breed that would benefit from being a shaved down, but, maybe it has a lot of skin problems or something like that. So you got to be careful with that decision. You don't want to just jump right into, it's hot, take all the hair off.
Exactly. And like you said, too, certain breeds that might require a haircut, Bichons, Shih Tzus, Golden Doodles, Poodles. What we have found is that by giving them like maybe that in-between haircut, you groomers will know what I'm talking about here, like a 2 snap-on comb or a 2 blue comb. It takes them short enough where they are feeling cooler, but you're also leaving enough coat on there where, it does provide that insulation. One of the benefits of taking the dog shorter, though, is you're going to limit a lot of ticks. They're not clinging onto the coat and climbing up into the skin, and they are going to generally stay a little cooler. Again, certain breeds are going to be affected differently in the summer months. With that being said, though, if you are going to do a short cut, you really, really want to be careful with sunburn. Yeah, just like the one on my scalp right now. Seriously, It's because dogs can and do get sunburn. So if you are going to go with a short cut, you really want to keep your dogs out of the sun. Limit them being in, exposed direct sunlight, because again, and even if your dog does have coat, you still want to be very, very careful with the sun.
Yeah, that's a good point, and we've said this on the channel in the past too. Is that a lot of the stuff, the elements that affect human beings, a lot of it has the same exact effect on dogs. Like, for example, if a dog drinks a lot of alcohol, the dog is going to get sick and dizzy and drunk, know. So I said that in our Thanksgiving episode, so the same thing. If the dog is sitting out in the sun too long, just like people, it could cause some serious damage. The dog can get sunburned. It could hurt its eyes. It could go into heat stroke. It's all the same stuff. It affects the dogs the same way it affects us, sometimes worse.
Exactly. Even say, you're walking on the beach or on black tar and you're barefoot. Yeah. Come on, it burns the crap out of your feet. It's doing the same exact thing to your dog. So again, be careful on hot pavement, even with dogs. Get booties, put the booties on, or just be very, very cautious. Carry them. If you have a smaller dog, you can carry them over the pavement. But I like how you went straight to alcohol, though. That's kind of funny.
What?
I'm just saying, if you drink too much, your dog drinks too much. It's all right.
Listen, I know a lot. I know a lot about alcohol and dogs. Okay,
I guess you do.
I'm a professional in both categories, so I know.
Obviously, you must have had a good weekend then.
I did. It was my friend Tom's birthday. He's 29.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Tommy.
Tommy Kid, very
Tom
fun
Kid.
guy. I love Tom.
Yes, Tommy's funny. I wore boat shoes to his birthday party, and before he even said hello to me, he came up and said, "What are you? Are you a shipping captain now?" He called me a boat captain. I said, "Wow, it didn't take you long to start acting like a jerk."
Exactly.
But it was a funny joke nonetheless. Anyway.
It's a very funny joke.
Yeah.
You're a boat captain.
Yeah,
now.
are you a captain now? Should I salute you? He says.
Should I call you the skipper?
Yes.
But yeah, man. So another thing that we want to talk about is in the summer months, your water dogs that love to swim, they're a lot more prone to ear infections.
Water dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Water dogs, like as opposed to land dogs. Are you still applying your astute observation of opposites there, Dad? I mean, like water dogs, like do they have gills and fins and blowholes? Is this just before you move on? I mean, is this a new species that our listeners should know about, or?
Possibly. You know what I think? I think you're a new species. That's what I'm thinking here, because you're driving me nuts in this episode, okay?
Sorry, I'm in a weird mood.
You are. I mean our water dogs, such as our labs and our retrievers and our standard poodles and our Chesapeake Bay retrievers and our Portuguese water dogs.
I was just making sure. Okay. I know this isn't as as crazy as the whole summertime is not wintertime thing, but sorry, I know. Go on.
So anyway, our water dogs, as opposed to our land dogs.
Yeah, the land dwellers.
The land-dwelling dogs, they do suffer more from, say, ear infections, because now there's water getting in the ear. So I don't know what the answer is to that one, to be honest with you, but except, I guess, just keep an eye on them, clean their ears out. I think the best thing that dogs that swim can do is when they come out of the water, they just shake.
Like shake it all out.
Shake it all out and shake it up. Just shake all, just shake all that water out of their ears. But, I want to talk about what are some breeds here. There are some breeds definitely that don't fare well in the summer months. And I just saw this recently. Unfortunately, there was a dog on the beach last week that actually suffered from a heat stroke. And ironically, he was a bulldog. Guys, definitely, most of your snub-nosed dogs is bulldogs, pugs, Frenchies, your Pekingese, even your Shih Tzus. They don't fare well in the heat. These dogs kind of struggle to breathe on a regular day, let alone high humidity, their body's overheating. Got to be real careful with certain breeds of dogs, Even when we had Sushi, we had a pug. He always, right, Anthony, he always suffered in the summer months. He'd just lay in a shaded area or in front of a vent, right? You told me just start panting.
Yeah, it sucked because he loved being outside, wherever we were, he wanted to be. But a lot of times, like in the summer when we were to go in the pool or something like that, we'd have to bring him inside because it would just be like, nah, you can't be out here, buddy. It's just too hot. So we'd, and then he'd just kind of flounder on the tile floor because he'd still stay right by the door because he wanted to come outside. But, it's just too hot for him. And they don't know, a dog will stay outside as long as you're out there, and they don't know that it's hurting them,
Right. They have no, and when they get into that flounder position where they're all spread eagle and their back legs, it's literally their attempt to keep their torso and their midsection cooler.
Yeah.
Some dogs do it naturally because it's a comfortable position for them, but normally, they're actually really doing it to kind of cool themselves off. So be careful with your snub-nosed dogs. And it's not just snub-nosed dogs. It's other breeds of dogs too. Your Huskies, your Malamutes, your Samoyeds, your Bernese Mountain Dogs, your double-coated or your giant breeds. You got to be really, really careful with certain breeds that don't fare too well in the summer months.
Take that into, sorry to cut you off. You have to take that into consideration too when you go to buy a dog or rescue one or however you're going to get your dog. pay attention. Where do you live? What is the climate like there? Let that kind of guide you into what breed you should get, because so often people will just say, oh, I want a husky, and they live in Florida or something, where it's like, that is really not the best place to own a husky. They don't do well in the heat. They're just one of those breeds. They like the cold. They can survive, and God, I forget what it was, extremely freezing temperatures. So and that's just an example. Like pay attention to where you live at, before you go picking a breed, especially one that likes extreme different temperatures than the one that you're at. It kind of just to help their quality of life.
Absolutely. Definitely. You definitely want to keep that in mind. I think the Huskies can live in sub-zero degree weather, so they're not going to fare well, on a 95 degree Miami heat. Yeah. You know what I mean? Right. So definitely. You know what I think we're going to do? We're going to talk about some safety tips. Let's go to break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about some safety tips that we can all use to help keep our dogs safe in the summer months. We'll be right back on Groomer Humor.
We'll be right back right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Does your dog itch, scratch, stink, or shed like crazy? Come to Dynovite for help.
Order a 90-day supply of Dynovite.
Everything we tried failed except the Dynovite.
Pick up 2 bottles of Super Mega Fish Oil.
Get the 3rd bottle free. Packed with omega-3, DHA, and EPA fatty acids.
Super Mega is great for your dog's immune system, healthy skin, and soft, shiny fur.
Dogs love it. Try Super Omega Fish Oil.
Buy 2, get 1 free.
At Dynovite.com.
DINOVITE.com.
Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life
PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back to Groomer Humor on Pet Life Radio. I am your host, Anthony Ray, along with my dad, Rudy V. And when we left, we discovered a couple of very interesting things. We discovered that winter is the opposite of summer, first and foremost. Just for anybody who doesn't know, careful, this is a mind blower. Summertime is hot, and winter is the opposite. So I'm just going to let that sink in. We discussed a couple of different breeds that do well in the heat, that don't do well in the heat. Being careful what sort of haircuts you decide to put your dog in for the summer. Being careful with those snub-nosed dogs out there, your pugs, your Pekingese, all them. They tend to do the worst in the summer months. And we covered a little bit of my father's skin yarmulke that got unfortunately a little bit burnt this past weekend at the time of this recording. So anyway, now we're going to get into a little bit of some safety tips that you can do to keep your pet safe and your scalps safe if you have a head situation like my father. Dad?
Thanks a lot, Ian. Everything he said, plus some. Now that I know that, if I do wear my yarmulke, at least my scalp will be saved because it is on fire right now.
All you have to do is convert now.
It's it. Well, I'm half, so I'm already. I don't know if there is a half. I think you got to be all in, but I consider myself half Jewish.
There is now.
I am now.
Half Jewish.
Yep. So let's start with the obvious, guys. I know everybody, we drill this, everybody drills this into our heads. But the reason why we keep drilling it into people's heads is because there's people that still do it. By all means, guys, please do not leave your dog in the car. Man, I mean, again, there are still people that do it, and I just don't understand it.
Yeah, me neither. I really don't. Yeah. It's never a good idea, no matter what.
We all know the statistics, even on like a cooler day. Have you ever been on a breezy summer day, but yet you get in your car and it's hot and scalding? Yeah. All right, well, there you go. That's the thing to remember. Even if it's cool outside, you get into a hot car, it could be 110 degrees in there. Even if you left your dog in there for a few minutes, he could just suffer from heat stroke, and you could just kill your own dog. Don't let that happen.
No. Yep. I mean, cracking a window isn't going to make a difference in a 130-degree car in the middle of summer. So
exactly, and the dog can't let himself out. No. You know what I mean? He doesn't have hands. Right. Come on, guys. Let's just definitely not let that happen. It should never happen. Don't ever leave your dog in a car. Another thing you have to be careful with is overexposure to the sun. We mentioned the beach, parks, etc. Another thing with that is, despite the breeds, you want to be really, really careful with puppies and even older dogs. These dogs struggle even more to cool themselves down. So if you are at the beach, just make sure that you don't stay too long. Maybe definitely keep your dogs out of the direct sunlight. Make sure they're definitely hydrated. Be very careful with overexposure.
Yeah, for sure. It's very, and their eyes, dogs' eyes are incredibly sensitive.
Yeah.
That's why one of the reasons why almost every dog that is lived a long life, they all go blind at some point. And that doesn't happen to people. Our eyes aren't as sensitive. People go blind, but not nearly at the rate that dogs do. So that's another thing too. They spend too much time out in the sun like that. You could be messing up your dog's eyes and not even know it. It could just be, it's something very simple that, kind of just goes over your head. You don't really even think of it. I'm
so glad you brought that up, Ed. That's a good point. We and these are some of the things we don't think about. Just eye protection. Believe it or not, go online. You'll see how much, how popular sunglasses are getting for dogs. When I was out in California last year, that's all you saw was, a bunch of pit bulls running on Venice Beach with sunglasses on just to protect their eyes. Or a lot of times, use a cap or something just to provide some eye protection there. So it's a really, really good point. Again, a lot of people may not be thinking of that. So we want to bring it to you,
Yeah, that's Keller's Claws. They do that. We just posted their interview actually from the World Dog Expo. Since the dogs, if you guys haven't heard of them, they rescue double merles and they raise awareness. And double merles, they're born deaf or blind or both. So I saw in a lot of their pictures, they have like these like not ski masks, but like goggles rather on the dog's eyes. Because even though the dog's already blind, like it's just, again, like dogs' eyes are so sensitive. So any picture I see of those beautiful dogs, when they're outside, they have the goggles on, they're just so smart. Like I like the awareness because I don't think enough people know how sensitive dogs' eyes actually are. I like that. Like we need to say that more people, because I think that's just not something that people think about.
Yeah, definitely address that. Another thing during the summertime, if you do have a very active dog and you're out there exercising your dog, playing frisbee with your dog, or playing fetch, or don't over exercise them in the summer months. Know their limit. Know that because here's the thing: dogs they're like perpetual children. They will keep playing even though they're spent and they're exhausted. They'll still do it just to try to please you. You know what I mean? So don't over exercise your dog. I'm not saying don't exercise your dog. Of course, we're all for exercise, but know your dog's limit. Maybe, especially an older dog. And again, if you are exercising, just definitely keep them hydrated. Always have water for them. I love what we see even in parks nowadays. If you even walk by a water fountain, there's a dog bowl chained to the water fountain. I think that's awesome that we are acknowledging our dogs the way we do nowadays. It's a beautiful thing. I really like seeing that. It's really cool.
That's not something that was always there. They have a big one in Rahway Park.
Yeah.
Any of you guys from our area, there's this big park there called Rahway Park. And they have this huge bowl for dogs.
Yeah, it's really cute.
Chained so nobody takes it and everything. It's great.
Yep. Yeah, it is. And you see when we go to Rahway Park, kind of see all the same dogs, and we've gotten to know them. Even if they're not our customers, we love dogs so much. We just, we hang out. We talk to some people in Rahway Park, and we've gotten to know their dogs, and we love seeing it. We love seeing the unity and people just becoming more aware of dogs and how good they are for us and to us.
Yeah, they're so therapeutic.
They are. Yeah. And also, with some of the dogs that we mentioned, we also want to be really, really careful with some of our really short-coated dogs, because these dogs, they are susceptible to sunburn even more often than our double-coated dogs. I know boxers, Dalmatians, Dobermans, Pit Bulls, etc. Any really short-coated dog, you definitely want to keep out of the direct sunlight so that they're not, getting a sunburn.
Just think of this. How you feel when you get sunburned, how much it burns and itches. And now imagine your poor dog getting that on his or her back, and they can't do nothing about it. It's even worse for them.
Yeah, and a lot of times as the owner or as people, we won't notice it because all we see is their coat, we see their hair, we see their fur, but we're not actually looking at their skin. So, you know what? Inspect the skin, look into it, and make sure you're not seeing any red spots and stuff like that so that you can actually notice it. On us, we're fleshy and I'm sure we look weird to them, but we obviously know when we have a sunburn. I know I do right now.
Right on the scalp.
right on the membrane. So, again, the opposite of summer is winter.
Dad, really, really quick before we go, tell our listeners the story about how you changed into your bathing suit and you lathered up your SPF. 5,000. 5,000. Got it all up on your scalp and everything, only to find out the pool was closed.
The pool was closed. It's only open on weekends from now till the 4th of July. So the one time that I really, really prepare myself, I'm lathered up with my SP50. I'm slapping my scalp, like I'm in an episode of the Three Stooges. The pool's closed, But on a whim, I decide to go down the shore. I hit Sandy Hook and I go there and I open up my little bag and I have less than half a bottle of SPF 30.
Right. Oh.
And I had to spread between me and my other son, Rudy. So, yeah, now I have no protection. So there you go.
Oh, man.
I went to bed with lotion on that night because I was like, so I'm not taking a shower. I'm going to bed.
Are you sticky?
Yeah, I was sticky, and at least I didn't get a sunburn. And when I went to bed.
Oh, true. That's true. You didn't get moonburn.
Yeah, I didn't get moonburn. So
you got to be careful with moonburn.
It felt safe.
It kills over 1 Americans a year. Got to be careful with moonburn. Very serious issue. Very serious.
Oh, man. This was a different show. This was fun. But yeah, guys, just enjoy your summer. Be safe. Keep your dogs safe. Hopefully you could use some of what we talked about and anything else you might know. And if you're going to the groomer and getting a haircut, short haircuts are fine. Might want to ask, if at all possible, might want to ask the groomer to leave a little bit. Even a half an inch will at least insulate the dogs somewhat. So have a great summer, guys. We really appreciate you tuning into Groomer Humor.
Yeah. Thanks so much for spending some time with us today, guys. As always, we'd like to thank our producer, Mark Winter. Thank you so much, Mark. If you haven't already, head on over to our YouTube channel. It's called Grooming by Rudy. That's Grooming by Rudy on YouTube.com. Leave a like, comment, share, subscribe. We want to hear from you guys. You could also like Grooming by Rudy on Facebook, follow Grooming by Rudy on Instagram and Twitter. It has been an absolute pleasure as always. And until next time, take care of your scalps, yourselves, and your pets.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.